Hadan versus Hakari wouldn't really be a really bad matchup if you really think about it, right? Because Hadan from Naruto, he is immortal. He's also very agile, he's very strong, he's very durable. He's the S rank ninja in their world. He's part of the Akatsuki, right? Yes, he's very annoying, but if you look at his abilities and skills, I mean, the dude's a tank. In retrospect, the dude is a tank. And I was thinking about like how would he scale up against a JJK first, right? And then I'm thinking like, okay, well then like who would he really fight? And then really the first person that really came to my mind is Hakari, right? They're both immortal. They're both hotheads. They both really have the fever. If I'm being honest with you, their battle would be pretty lit. They would have a lot of fun with each other. That scythe could give Hakari some issue, but we've seen Hakari fight Kashima, who has a lightning rod stab. So it's not like he can and possibly not deal with a weapon. And even if Hadan uses his jutsu, where like all his pain is converted to the other person's body if they touched his blood or something like that, that will be null and void because Akari's immortal too, especially if he hits a jackpot. But him hitting his jackpot isn't really too much of a I'll say, I guess there is a slight chance, it's a very, very low chance that Hakari doesn't hit jackpot, but we've seen that when he doesn't hit jackpot, he just keeps spamming his domain until he hits jackpot, and those spins happen so quickly. And even in Hakari's base state, he is relatively still fine to go against Hadan, because we've seen if Shikamaru can go against Hadan, Hakari can go against Hadan, okay? But pretty much like the whole point is that, I mean, even if like Hadan was able to beat up Hakari, slice up Hakari while he was inside of his domain and didn't hit the jackpot, we see that like while he's inside of his domain, like Hakari can do respins and like pretty much reset his damage and all that. And I also think like Hakari is smarter than Hadan. He's definitely is. So you'll definitely catch on to the fact that he has better healing than Hadan and all that stuff, and how he has to think about different ways to kill him, because I mean obviously since Hakari thought about the way of throwing Kashima into the water, because he's a lightning guy, he would definitely think about different ways of fighting Hadan. He probably maybe use what do you call that? A binding vow against Hadan. Maybe something to do with sealing or something. But I do see Hakari being able to beat Hadan. It won't be a quick fight. It was gonna be drawn out at least 30 minutes. But the only way I can really see Hakari beating Hadan is to really just I guess rip him limb from limb and then separate his body parts. He could potentially bury him like I guess Shikamaru did, but knowing Kai, he'll come up with some creative way and still have his fever. But knowing him, I mean, he would want to go out with a bang. He wouldn't want to just do that. I think he would just want to beat his will down until Ty doesn't want to fight anymore. But that would be a really cool fight, Hadan versus Hakari. You know what I'm saying? They would go at it for a while, and they're both immortal. Hakari have no issue landing his jackpot. Hadan, he will take a lot of blows, but he will not go down easily. And it'll be a pretty fun fight. It'll be a pretty fun fight how it's going in my head. But yeah, I definitely see Hakari winning. It won't be an easy fight. Maybe a mid-high diff. You know what I'm saying? But they're both really compatible with each other. Really, really close to each other from really thinking about it. But let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. What do you think about this matchup? And talk to you guys later, man. Peace.
Penny X.